But what if I don't want to be on video and certainly don't want to be on YouTube? Hi, I'm Mark Bullock. I'm the co-founder of Videosocials.net and PhoneBlogger.net. And that was literally the thought that went through my mind as we were creating Video Socials. And that may sound a little strange, looking back now 3 years and 600 videos later. But I realized that just as the first time I stood up in front of an audience and had an anxiety attack and almost passed out at a Toastmasters meeting, it really comes down to exposure. So if you want to learn to swim, how are you going to do that if you don't go near the water? Right? So, and the last thing that you want is, if you don't know how to swim, is for somebody to throw you in the water and learn to swim, right? That's not what Video Socials is about. It's exactly the opposite, in fact. The idea is, we use the phrase practice. It's a safe place to practice and experiment. And we mean that. But part of that practice is actually, in the analogy of swimming, actually being around the water, getting in the water in a safe way. In other words, get your feet underneath you before you try to swim. Have the safety of a life jacket, or have the safety of somebody there to make sure that as you're practicing in the shallow end of the pool, as an example, that there's not going to be a problem. There's not going to be anything that's going to bite you, anything that's going to hurt you. And I think that public speaking, just as being on camera, and especially with the thought or the idea of that recording that you may be doing, going out into the public sphere, onto the internet, onto YouTube, as an example. Well, those are steps down the road after you gain some confidence. The confidence comes after practice, and the practice can only happen if you're exposed to it. In other words, I have a phobia about snakes, but I've had enough exposure that I can walk into a pet store and see snakes in a tank and not have tremendous anxiety. That only happened because I was willing to go into stores with my wife, looking at other pets, and to be around them. In other words, Video Socials is designed with people like you, like me, that have little to no experience, all the way up to tremendous experience in being on camera and having a conversation with an audience. And we create a safe space of a handful of us getting together and doing it together, rather than trying to learn to swim on your own or run out in the field to see if I can't pick up a snake. Right? So the easiest way, the best way, is to go to videosocials.net and click on the guest button at the top. We'd love to have you. You don't have to present anything if you don't want to. If you do, you want to give it a try, you're welcome to. Your recordings are your recordings. Your practices are your practices. You decide whether or not you want to actually publish anything or not. And if maybe you just want to get some sense of exposure, again, come to the pool. We'll help you wade in. We'll help you not to have to worry about anything harming you. Hope you found this valuable. If you did, you'll find lots more at videosocials.net/academy. Again, I'm Mark Bullock, the co-founder of Videosocials.net. Have a great day.